Joshua Benjo at the economic forums. And what I do is that I spend my whole day watching those YouTube videos and really trying to read between the lines and trying to extract wisdom, sorry, that I can share with you. And so when the interviewer asked Joshua Bengio, what can people do to preserve their economic relevance, to have a job and to be able to work in the AI economy, he said something. He's not the first to say that, but because it's Dr. Bengio, I take it very seriously. He said, focus on work that is relational. And so obviously what he meant was, work that can only be done, by human beings. For example, anything involving a relationship, for example, you're a psychotherapist, you're a nurse, physiotherapist, etc. Okay, so that's obvious. But I want to talk about relational work beyond that. Like, how do you create a bond? How do you create a sense of community? How do you relate to other people? How do you go out to people and you get comfortable with talking to strangers and making them feel comfortable and making them feel that you know that you care about them and you're taking care of them. That's relational work. So for example, my patriotic membership site, myfellowcanadians.org, it is a community. Superquebec.org is also a community. Calligraphyforeveryone.com is also a community. The Open Digital University.org is also a community. So that's my way of building relationships at scale because it's a membership site. And when people join, they can access my live streams like this one. They can access my Zoom sessions. People can connect to one another. They can help each other. So that's what I see as relational work. In other words, you're building relationships with other people. You're building bridges to serve other people and allow them to serve you. And so it's not technical at all. We have to become very good with other human beings because in the traditional economy, you go to high school, college, university, you graduate, and you have a job. And most people in their careers, they're competing, they're working individually, right? They're not working with other people unless it's other people at your office. But most people, when it comes to their career, they're working alone. But what Yosha Benjo is saying is that you have to learn to work with other people. You have to collaborate. You have to make sure that you're building relationships. And you can only build relationships when you're talking to people one on one. Or in my case, when I do a live stream, I accept questions from everyone. I try to be of service to everyone. And so you want to build these relationships where you're serving other people and you allow other people to serve you. And so that is going to be the future of work because we have to face the fact that AI is going to do all the work that knowledge workers today are doing. And so about 50% of the jobs in the economy is being done behind a computer. And that's what they call knowledge work. And so if you're currently working behind a computer, then you have to assume that eventually AI is going to do a better job than you and you're going to lose your job. If not this year, it's going to be next year. And so you have to assume that your office job, your computer based job is going to be gone. And it's not a bad thing. You can actually try to build relationships with other people, whether it's in a Facebook group like this one, or whether it's on LinkedIn, where you should really. Oh, hi. Somebody just said hi. And so just build relationship with other people and get comfortable. I know that many people will say, "Well, Peter, that sounds nice, but I'm not a people person. I'm more introverted," and that may be true. Like I used to be an introverted person myself, very private. Work, I used to work very well alone. But I learned 20 years ago, I became a teacher, so I began to work with students, I became a consultant. So you can actually become more people oriented because that's the future of work. The future of work is when you're helping another human being, face to face or in a Zoom session, or you're helping a group of people. The future of work is not technical because even software engineering or accounting or sales development, all those technical jobs will be done by AI. So if your skills are technical today, like if you're good you know, project manager, if you're a copywriter, if you're a software engineer, if you're a programmer, well, you're going to lose your job, and you have to accept that AI is going to do most of the technical work. And so our our best bet is to go towards people and try to form relationships, talk to people, try to understand people, try to advise them. That is going to be the future of work. So that's what Joshua Bengio is saying, and I think I totally agree. It's about going towards other human beings and try to figure out what they need, and then you can turn around and you can prompt any large language model to generate the solution, the business document, the website, the software program that they need. But I think that this human to human interaction is going to become a very valuable skill, because again, anything that is technical, anything that can be done through a computer, it will be done by an AI. Especially, I'm sure you've heard recently, OpenAI has secured, or I think they have acquired OpenClaw. At least they have acquired Peter, the lead, the founder of OpenClaw. So more and more, we're going to see open source models or proprietary models that can be like AI agents. They can work from your computer, and they can do whatever a human being tells them to do. So the technical work is going to be done by a computer. What computers cannot do is the relation work, the relationship. So for example, if I build a community at myfellowcanadians.org, which is a membership site for the 41 million Canadian citizens, I mean, it would be very hard for an AI to suddenly become to become patriotic and become the leader of this community. It cannot do that, but I can do that because I'm Canadian. I believe in Canada. I'm ready to be a leader on this membership site. I'm ready to serve all Canadian citizens. I can do that, and it's very unlikely that an AI one day, or Skynet, or whatever we call it, it's very unlikely that an AI will, replace me as the founder and leader of My Fellow Canadians. So in your country, in your community, you just have to become the leader of run. Somebody says run. Okay. Yeah, Skynet, turn around and run. It's like the Smith agents in the movie The Matrix. No, you're right. We have to run, but we have to run towards human beings and figure out, like, how can I be of service to people in my community? How can I serve people, like even online in a Zoom session? In your Facebook network, I have like close to 500 friends. How can I be useful to my Facebook friends? How can I be useful to my LinkedIn connections? And guys, it's not hard to be a leader. You just have to overcome your fear and just stand up and tell people, hey, guys, I created this group, I created this Facebook page, group, LinkedIn group, join me and we'll figure out how we can help each other. You just have to make the first step. Everyone is afraid. Most people are afraid of public speaking because they're afraid people are going to judge them. But as a leader, you have to overcome that. I think leadership is one of those relational jobs that AI simply cannot do. It's very unlikely that an AI from OpenAI or Google, Gemini, Cloud, it's very unlikely that suddenly an AI agent is going to that an AI agent is just going to become a leader of a Facebook group and get people to join, and build a community. So the bottom line is that if you are concerned about your future and how you're going to take care of your family, I think that we have to get away from technical skills because, AI can do programming, it can do copywriting, it can create courses. I mean, I played with ChatGPT just for 2 weeks in December 2022. That's like 3 years ago. And after 2 weeks, I quit my job as an email marketing teacher because it was obvious to me that it knew more about email marketing than I do. And I've been teaching email marketing at a college for 5 years. So I quit. If you can't beat them, join them, and so that's why, like, in the last few months or even the last year, I stopped doing programming using Claude or Gemini or ChatGPT because it occurred to me that eventually at some point the AI is going to do programming way better than I do on Python or other programming languages. And so that's why I began to shift my focus towards non-technical skills like leadership, community building, creating a membership site, becoming a business owner, as opposed to doing the work. Because I think in the future, the workers are going to be in serious trouble So you want to transition from being a worker to being a supervisor of the work that is done by AI. And this is going to be a challenge psychologically for a lot of people, because the overwhelming majority of people, they are employees, right? They're not bosses. But guess what? AI is going to be the workforce. And so you don't need to be a worker anymore. You have to promote yourself to becoming the boss. You have to start giving instructions and supervising the work that is done by AI, whether the work is software engineering, whether the work is copywriting, creating a website. We have no choice but to upgrade our thinking and move to a higher level so that we can have the AI workforce do the work for us. But again, I just want to conclude by saying, like, if you're not comfortable working with people, this is an opportunity to develop your interpersonal skills, how you communicate with other people one-on-one, how you communicate in person, how you teach a group, how you teach in a Zoom session, how you teach in a live stream like what I'm doing right now. It's something that anyone can learn, whether you're introverted or it's extroverted. It doesn't really matter. It's just a matter of communicating exactly your intentions, your values, and being able to explain clearly to other people what you're trying to achieve and get them to join your team, because it's very hard for people to be able to compete alone in the new AI economy. It's just impossible. You just have to join other people and work with them in order to create something of value and remain relevant economically. All right, guys, that's the insight I wanted to share with you just now. And I'll talk to you more in the next live stream.